little joke in the tattoo industry that we call hand tattoos job stoppers.
Tattoos don't define a person, just like the colour of their hair and stuff, you know, it's not about that, it's about who you are as a person, I guess.
I probably would have a discussion with them and say, you need to cover them up, you need to wear a long sleeved shirt.
I mean, I've got tattoos, visible tattoos on my face and my hands, so I don't try and hide them. If people don't want to accept me the way I look, then that's their problem, not mine.
Rebellious, deviant, antisocial and unprofessional. Just a few of the characteristics associated with tattooed people. 1 in 5 of the total UK population possesses some form of tattoo, and their prevalence in society continues to increase. Despite their rising popularity, the acceptance of body art in the workplace hasn't caught up with the rest of society.
I wouldn't say I regret it or what it means, but I probably will regret where it is. I can cover it up now, but if it's hot, or if I'm in the workplace, it's on show, and that makes me feel a bit self-conscious sometimes.
This is because tattoos were once limited to subculture groups such as motorcycle gangs and punks, and they were associated with negative characteristics such as criminality and delinquency. However, by the early 1990s there was a massive shift in the clientele visiting tattoo parlours after artists infiltrated the tattoo world.
There's a lot of artwork out there that, you know, used to be on an artist's book or on a wall when you went in there, and there's so much kind of expression through it. It's like one big art gallery now.
Tattooing continued to increase in attractiveness throughout the 90s because of its fresh artistic legitimacy.
You know, as an artist, you can express your work, show your work, and it 100% has made the industry just go through the roof, because people who wouldn't even think of getting a tattoo might see something and go, actually, do you know what, I really like that.
Tattoos have become mainstream, helped by the development of media and its representations of idolised tattooed public figures who have a huge amount of social influence.
Social media and celebrities can influence anybody on anything.
Famous people like Rihanna, Justin Bieber and David Beckham have further commercialised body art and the normalisation of its practice. Regarded as role models, these individuals have no doubt contributed to the social acceptance of tattoos.
I think he was quite a groundbreaking person to do it. I think he was, you know, he's in the limelight, he's covered in them.
Tattooing's getting a lot more mainstream because of, like you said, sports stars in the public eye all the time.
Body art is now considered to be a fashion accessory and used as a form of expression, which has further driven tattooing into the mainstream.
I've had a few tattoos with a few meanings behind them.
They are seen as fashion accessories now, and everybody's getting them.
They all represent something in my life.
A growing number of non-tattooed people are being exposed to body art every day.
I think so many people are getting tattooed now. It is getting more and more acceptable.
This could explain how social perceptions of the tattooed have altered, as they are no longer restricted to subculture groups.
So it's a lot more accepted in the public view.
I think people are just starting to realise that you cannot judge somebody on expressionism.
Tattoos' continued social acceptability represents major social change, but people with tattoos are still perceived less positively than their non-tattooed counterparts, especially in the workplace.
If someone wants their face tattooing and they're not like a tattoo artist or in the industry, I won't do it. Like, it could have a negative impact on them getting a job.
We have a little joke in the tattoo industry that we call hand tattoos job stoppers. Bosses, CEOs and that type of thing tend to still sway towards the people that haven't got tattoos. You know, it doesn't look good for them to employ somebody with visible tattoos. Not that it changes what the person is, but you know, it's just the way it's perceived.
Psychologist student and healthcare assistant Leon had a neck tattoo when he was 13. He has felt the need to cover up the tattoo in many social situations, and he is currently receiving laser tattoo removal treatment because of the negative stigma that is still associated with tattoos in the workplace.
Why would somebody get their name tattooed on their neck? What's the reasons behind it? And it's quite, you know, comical, and at the same time it's a bit embarrassing. You don't see doctors on televisions with tattoos. You don't see lawyers with tattoos. I mean, I wore a high-collared shirt in my interview on purpose because I knew it was there. I can't afford to have anything that might hinder my chances to becoming the psychologist that I'm trying to become.
In today's business environment, rarely will you see upper management in mainstream organisations with tattoos on display. There is no legal protection for tattooed people in the workplace within the UK. employers can enforce formal policy as long as it's in the company's business interests.
We're on show constantly to people, and they do form opinions of us, and it's the way that we deliver ourselves and we serve them. And unfortunately, we live in a society where there is a lot of opinions and a lot of, judgmental people. I just consciously think about what other people think of them, and I do think it is part of uniform. I probably would have a discussion with them and say, you need to cover them up, you need to wear a long-sleeved shirt.
Visibly tattooed people are likely to be subjected to prejudice in a job interview or stereotyped in the workplace.
You are always going to have, decision makers who are in that of age where they grew up, where they had a massive stigma attached to them. Sometimes you always have to have that reserve in the workplace. You never know who's sat around that boardroom table. We deal with a lot of banks now. You can't take that risk to throw away a deal. Sadly, it's that is still in society, and it's a chance you can't take as a business person.
As an employee, you want to keep all your customers happy, and if you've got someone with tattoos and someone without, and they've got the same qualifications, you're going to go with the person without tattoos in fear of the 20% or the 10% now that may be offended by a tattoo.
The stigma surrounding tattoos might always be prevalent to some degree because of their associations to deviant subculture groups.
Sometimes we'll get to meet people from a younger, a high position, which will be more understanding. For me, I've had a good experience with people. Like a lot of people I have in the office have got tattoos. My business partner's got tattoos. We're fully aware there's other businesses out there that may not have that policy, but for us, we're very proactive, and we want people to be able to express themselves no matter what they look like.
If current trends continue, then modern society's growing acceptance of body art will surely follow on into the workplace.
It's changing with times, isn't it? So I think it's just a generational thing.
I think it's slowly creeping into the workplace more. I think it's just going to take more time.
A lot more of our people in our age group have got tattoos, it's more acceptable, so it's going to follow suit as we move through the generation.
Could be even 10 years time, it will just not even be a question. It will almost be a must, hopefully, on a CV.